Hey anime fans! Have you ever wondered about Turbo Granny, the creepy old lady who races through the streets at lightning speed in Dandadan? Why does she chase people so fast, and what's the real story behind this terrifying character? Let's dive into the mysterious legend of Turbo Granny, and find out how it connects to Japanese folklore. In Dandadan, Turbo Granny appears as a ghostly old lady who challenges the main character, Ocarina, to a race. After losing, Ocarina is cursed. But is this story just fiction, or based on real legends? Turbo Granny is a Japanese urban legend about a mysterious old woman who runs unbelievably fast. She is said to appear mostly near tunnels, mountain roads, or deserted places, especially at night. There are many variations of this legend. In some versions, Turbo Granny is a vengeful spirit who curses travelers. While in others, she's just a strange old lady who suddenly races by, disappearing as quickly as she came. Turbo Granny isn't just a random ghost, she's actually part of a real urban legend that spread through Japan in the 1990s. The story became popular among street racers in places like Mount Rako in Hyogo Prefecture, near Kobe, and also in Mount Ikoma. Back then, Japan had a strong underground racing culture, kind of like the real-life version of Initial D, with people driving their AE86S or Honda Civics through twisting mountain roads at night. According to these racers, while they were cornering at high speeds through dark, winding roads, they would sometimes see a shadowy figure following them in the rearview mirror. At first, they thought it was a motorcycle with no headlights. But then, during a straightaway or curve, something would suddenly appear at their side. And when they glanced to the right, it wasn't a bike. It was just an old woman, running alongside them, and passing them. One driver claimed he was going 80 kilometers per hour. But the old lady still overtook him. So the racers started calling her high-speed granny, 100-kilometer grandma, or eventually, Turbo Granny. At the time, the term urban legend wasn't widely used in Japan. People just called it a creepy rumor, a kaiden, a scary story shared among friends. Eventually, magazines for car enthusiasts began publishing ghost story specials. And one of them labeled her as Turbo Granny. This name stuck, and some racers even joked. Wait, who put a turbo in her? In the Dandadan anime, she suddenly lunges forward with shocking acceleration. So maybe she's not just Turbo Granny. Maybe she's Nitro Granny. Now, let's talk about another famous Japanese urban legend, Teketeke. Like Turbo Granny, Teketeke is associated with accidents and moving at terrifying speeds. Teketeke is said to be the vengeful spirit of a woman who was cut in half by a train accident. She crawls rapidly on her hands or elbows, chasing victims at incredible speed, but here's the creepy part, she only has her upper body, since her lower half was severed. One origin story comes from Hokkaido in the 1970s, where a high school girl reportedly slipped from a train platform and fell onto the tracks. She was run over by an oncoming train and tragically lost her lower body. But the most horrifying detail? She didn't die instantly, she was seen struggling and screaming in agony between the platform and the rails, until she eventually died from blood loss. Her unbearable pain and resentment are said to have transformed her into the ghost we now call Teketeke. The name Teketeke is believed to come from the chilling sound she makes while dragging her blood-soaked hands as she chases her victims. Both Turbo Granny and Teketeke share themes of danger near transportation routes and supernatural speed, making them some of the most frightening figures in Japanese ghost stories. While Turbo Granny races on foot or sometimes affects vehicles, Teketeke's horror comes from her relentless pursuit and the legend that if she catches you, she will cut you in half, just like what happened to her. These stories reflect deep fears about accidents, death, and restless spirits in Japanese culture. And they continue to inspire modern anime and horror media today. Urban legends like Turbo Granny and Teketeke haven't just stayed in ghost stories. They've made their way into modern media and pop culture too. Turbo Granny, for example, appeared in a Japanese Wi-Fi commercial. It starts like a horror scene, but ends as a joke about high-speed internet. This mix of horror and humor is a typical way Japanese media plays with urban legends. Scary, but kind of funny too. As for Teketeke, she's become the star of multiple horror films in Japan, including the 2009 movie Teketeke, which reimagines her legend with terrifying visuals. In these movies, her crawling upper body and eerie speed are brought to life, reminding audiences why she's still one of Japan's most feared spirits. These stories continue to inspire anime, games, and commercials, blending ancient fears with modern imagination. So, next time you watch Dandadan and see Turbo Granny speeding by, remember she's rooted in old Japanese urban legends, stories that warn, frighten, and sometimes curse. If you want to learn more about other creepy Japanese spirits in anime, stay tuned for our next video.